Welcome back. Okay, so in case you're wondering, Brianne's not taller than me. That's how we do it.
I have my heels on.
Anyway, there's a new book out, and this is Dr.Shawn Talbott, and his book is called The Secret of Vigor, and it's 7 days to unlimited energy, focus, and well-being.
Right.
In 7 days,
exactly.
we can read this book, and this is going to happen for us.
Right. 7 days of eating the proper way get your
Yes.
body to work better, and your vigor comes back, which is mental, physical energy is what vigor means.
So, meanwhile, we're trying to mask all of that and take something to just make it better, but really
Right.
we have to start with all those things you just said.
Right, exactly. Whenever we feel, most people when they feel fatigued and their vigor's low, they reach for, I hate to name names, but the Red Bulls and the rock stars and monsters and things like that.
5 hour. And all that.
Yeah, all that don't really restore our vigor. They might give us a charge of energy, but then later crash.
And they're not fixing the problem.
Right.
So how can you inspire people to actually fix the problem and not just take a supplement?
Yeah. So the problem is that you're typically out of balance biochemically in your body. You have too much inflammation. You have too many stress hormones. You have fluctuations in your blood sugar. So we can use nutrition to balance all of that. Balance inflammation, balance stress, balance glucose.
And that happens in our diet, right?
Right, exactly.
Okay, but what about stress? Because everybody has stress.
Right.
And you can't necessarily say, okay, I'm going to take my stress away, then it'll be better, because stress doesn't necessarily
Right.
go
You
away.
can't escape stress. It's all around us. It
Right.
surrounds us. So instead of avoiding stress, I'll tell people to try to get a normal stress response. So we can still live in a stressful world, but stress hormones like cortisol, for example, stay low. And so if your cortisol is low, your energy is high, your vigor is high.
So Shawn, basically what you're saying is what you're eating is affecting your stress levels as well.
Huge, yeah. So, a lot of what I talk about is that your nutrition changes your body's biochemistry, and then that changes how we feel. So if you eat the right way, you're going to feel great.
Makes sense. Now, what do you have over here?
So here I've got ways to control your inflammation, keep your inflammation low. Best way to do that is with healthy oils and with these compounds called flavonoids, which are anti-inflammatory, antioxidants. The cool thing about flavonoids, you can get them in great places. You can get them in dark chocolate. You can get them in blueberries and acai. You can use healthy oils instead of unhealthy oils,
What are healthy oils?
like olive oil and red palm fruit oil. So I'll tell people, if you're doing something cold, use olive oil. If you're doing something hot, like high temperature heating, use red palm oil, because
What about coconut oil?
coconut oil would also be good.
Okay, good.
Yep.
I have
Good,
that.
healthy
Okay, good.
oils that keep your inflammation low, and then that really transfers across. If your inflammation is low, your stress is good, and your blood sugar is good.
Shawn, I have to tell you, I'm on day 14 of an inflammation.
Right, we were talking about that
inflammation
before.
diet. I was diagnosed with Hashimoto's with Dr. Red, and he's put me on this diet, and I'm telling you, the way that I feel doing an anti-inflammatory diet, night and day.
Totally different, right?
Oh my goodness,
Right.
it's hard to do,
Yep.
but it truly, you feel so much better.
Yep.
And you also were saying this has to do with energy, right? What does the
Right,
green
exactly.
tea do?
So these are all ways to control your stress hormones, get your
Okay.
cortisol levels back down. So pumpkin seeds are a great source of tryptophan, which can relax us. So if we're more relaxed in the face of stress, we don't produce as much cortisol. We could drink green tea, which is sort of a double whammy of goodness. You
Killing
have,
two birds with one
You
stone.
have flavonoids in the green tea, but then you also have this amino acid called theanine. So you get both of those in green tea, and
What if you don't want to drink it? Can you take a supplement that's green tea?
Right, and that's where a lot of the anti-stress work is going, is to give you supplements, because some of these things are bitter, or people don't like the taste of them. So you could take theanine in a capsule. You could take this root, which is very bitter. It's called Tongat Ali. And in Malaysia, they use this as a way to reduce stress and bring energy levels back, and you can get that in a capsule as well.
See, and I would want a capsule. I definitely don't want to bite into that.
Right.
And how often a day should you be having this?
Just once a day.
That's
And
it.
that's what makes it so easy to just insert into your life, is that you do that right at the beginning of the day, and your stress is modulated through the day. Your stress is still there,
Right.
but you feel like you can roll with it better.
Shawn, you're making me so happy. This is such good information. What do you have right here?
This is a product from Monavi that contains this Tongat Ali root extract.
Oh, that is
Yep,
okay.
Exactly. So that's a way to get it in a capsule and just get it into your life and roll with your stress.
Okay, this little plate over here, women tend to run away because it's carbs.
Right.
But we need
carb.
carbs.
Yeah, carb is sometimes viewed as this, this bad four-letter word, right? But I want people to understand your brain runs on sugar. Your brain wants glucose as a fuel source, and if it doesn't get that, your concentration won't be there, your energy levels won't be there, you'll be more stressed stressed out, you'll be more inflamed.
Right.
And so where all these energy drinks are going now, the big trend is healthy carbohydrates. So you can see whole wheat bread, whole wheat oats, and then sugars that are digested more slowly in the body. So you give the brain what it wants, but not a jolt of it.
When you
like
say
an energy
sugars
drink.
that are digested slowly, it's not regular sugar.
No, this is a sugar called in these
talking
energy
these?
drinks
Yes.
called isomaltulose, and it's just it's a normal sugar that becomes glucose, but it's digested slower, so you get this drip, drip, drip effect in your body versus a flood
spike.
of sugar. Exactly.
Real quick, what are some of the crash foods that we're eating that are not good for us?
So, you know, white bread is probably the worst food. Well, the second worst food. The worst food is a traditional full sugar soda. You know, it literally is like injecting sugar into your veins.
But he said full sugar if you're eating
sugar.
diet, or if you're drinking diet.
If you're drinking diet, you're not getting the sugar, but you're getting the sweetness of that artificial sweetener, and for some people that can set off appetite later in the day.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. And what about the chronic stress? What can we do to eat? I know we talked about some things that you can take, but what about in our diet that can help with that?
Yeah, so eating in an anti-inflammatory way, eating in a controlled blood sugar way are the most effective ways to modulate your body's production of cortisol. If your inflammation's out of control, more cortisol and more stress. If your blood sugar's out of control, more cortisol and more stress. And then that just snowballs.
Shawn, I'm curious. I'm sure there are so many viewers watching. I want to know more about this, more about an anti-inflammatory diet.
Yeah,
How do they go about that?
It's all in the book. The book is all about how to eat to bring back your energy levels. So they can go to the website for the book, Secret of Vigor, or they can go to my website, which is my name, ShawnTalbott.com, and all the information is there for free.
Not only all of
appreciate
that,
it.
but also just go to forutah.com and we will link you right there for this segment if you want to rewatch it and kind of think about some things that Shawn has said. Again, the book. People can buy the book at
Amazon, Barnes & Noble, really, you know, anywhere books are sold, you'll be able to
anywhere.
find
We'll
it.
have that link on ours as well. So I'm trying to digest mentally everything you just said. Glenn, did you get everything?
I was writing it down pretty quickly over
Good.
here because it's good information, no doubt. Hey, coming up, you love your pet, but is your cat or dog overweight? Well, a new study shows they probably are. We'll have details next.